Welcome back to Walsall Fan TV, the joy and the pain. Well. We've had a good start to the season, but we're reaching a point where things are going to go one of two ways. Hopefully, the good way, obviously. If we listen to Lee and keep Lee's positivity, we're going all the way. But this is going to be a tough one. We're away to Wimbledon, and I've got guest Reese Fletcher with us. He's a Super fan.
Of course. How are we?
Oh, good. We're going to talk about Wimbledon. You had a very good start to the season, and then things sort of seemed to go a bit pear-shaped for you. Obviously, the hole in the pitch didn't help.
No.
And then we looked at the games you got in hand and thought, I know they're going to be right up there. But I mean, you've left some points on the table recently. But the most recent game, Accrington, wasn't it? And 2-0 down at home. But then late on, bam, bam, bam.
Crazy scenes at Flower Lane, honestly.
We say on my channel the joy and the pain.
Mm-hmm.
You've had it all in the last couple of months, haven't you?
Pretty much. I mean, every Wimbledon fan knows how good this squad is. It's tough. We've played so many games recently, as you said, games in hand because of what happened to the pitch. I think the players do find it a little bit tough with kind of the fixture congestion at the moment. Like we had Barrow away on the weekend, which is an absolute trek for us. Traveling back down, they probably had a day off on Sunday, come in on Monday, all tired and everything. Then they have to go in and play a really tough Accrington side. We actually played all right as well. I think it was literally the 2 goals that Accrington scored were giving it away, kind of centre circle, and then they just went forward and scored 2 good goals. Probably our worst performance of the season, but it kind of shows that fighting spirit to kind of edge back and get a point, which I think we deserved, to be honest.
To come back late on like that, it's like 2 goals in the last 5 minutes, wasn't it? Pretty much.
Yeah, 89th minute. Pretty good volley, to be fair. And then James Tilley, honestly, the man's crazy, and that goal was on his weaker foot as well. He did the same against Morecambe about a month ago, where he cut inside on the left-hand side and just, I don't even know, just a long shot from 30 yards and it found the top corner somehow. It's crazy, honestly.
You have been banging the goals in, generally against Walsall.
Yeah. I think I saw a stat. I think I saw it was like 10-2 on aggregate in the past 3 games.
Yeah, I saw that. I just want to mention, actually, just something totally separate. Josh Barber has just put a video out with Walsall's season to date, like a season to date summary on Twitter. I've just shared that. So Walsall fans, that's worth going and having a look at that. Wimbledon banging the goals in. 23 goals scored in 14 games is pretty impressive. Only conceded 13. So quite tight defensively, and scoring lots of goals. Tilley, but the man I want to talk about, and this is a big reunion, is Matt Stevens and Jamil Matt.
Yeah,
what do you reckon to Matt Stevens so far for you guys?
He's been incredible. I mean, I think the fact that we got him on a free transfer in the summer was a bit mental, to be honest. Like we've done very well with transfers. I think every single signing this season has been a free transfer. So I don't think we've spent a single amount of money. So we've already just got free transfers and loans. But the fact that we've got a player like him, and he's obviously at Forest Green when they got promoted, he was top goal scorer, like 30 odd goals. So yeah, we've done really well to get him. His goals haven't been like extraordinary. They haven't been the goals like volleys and outside of the area. Yeah, exactly. He's just in the right area at the right time. And you've probably seen the highlights. He scores so many headed goals as well. And he's not the tallest striker. And the fact that he can get his body up and head past a 6'5" defender is pretty impressive as well. Yeah. But yeah, some games he does go a bit oblivious in my eyes. But when he's on a good run of form, he gets in the right areas. his run across the box is pretty dangerous as well. And yeah, we are pretty lucky to have him. We've got Omar Bugle, which he's coming back against Walsall. He's on international duty, so he'll probably most likely be starting next to Matty on Saturday, and he'll have that strength next to him so he can feed balls through to Matty.
That's quite similar to the old Jamil Matt Stevens combination, isn't it? Big guy up front with him.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what Wimbledon have tried to do this season. Like we have 4 really good, capable strikers this season. 2 of them are big, physical, kind of drop back into the 10 role in the midfield just to try and win the ball, get it forward. And then you have Matty Stevens and Josh Kelly just picking up the pieces, getting forward, getting in behind and scoring goals. So yeah, it's a pretty good combination. I think the core of the squad at Wimbledon is really good. And yeah, it's been a decent start to the season, I'd say.
Yeah, I think for us, Jamil Matt, last season we were sort of thinking he's got to be retiring. He's sort of past his best and he was struggling for fitness. And but this season he's been really good. He's sort of has so much presence on the pitch, defensively from set pieces. Is obviously a big point for us, and then the control up front as well. So that's massive. We had Matt Stevens here at Walsall. He was recovering from his ACL he had, and he just wasn't anywhere near fit. He came with Jamil Matt, and neither of them were fit. And it was like, why have we brought these pair in? They're nowhere near fit. And then we signed Jamil Matt, and it was like, hey. And
Jamil Matt's a really good player. I think. I've talked about it so many times. You need experienced players to get out of this league, and you've been in this league for quite a while. Like your aim is obviously promotion, and you've been so close to it, like just finishing outside the playoffs, etc., etc. So
last season we sort of bottled it a bit, really. I think in many respects we weren't ready as a club, as a squad. And the manager perhaps was his first season as manager, Matt Sadler. And I think he was sort of a bit overawed by it all. And I think the general feeling after was that we weren't ready. But we certainly feel ready now.
Are you confident going into Saturday's game?
Pardon?
Are you confident going into playing Wimbledon on Saturday? What are your kind of thoughts?
Well, we keep getting smacked 5 by you, so it's...
Let's hope it happens again.
It's not going to be a 0-0, is it? It's not going to be a 0-0. It's a goals galore one. Wimbledon, obviously, they've had some problems at home. Had some disappointing results. 5 defeats in 14 games. So it's one of them. If you're on it, then we've got to be fully on it, of course. And the season is about consistency. And Walsall have been fairly consistent so far. That's the key. The player that had been sort of leading the light for Walsall was Connor Barrett. He's a right wing back that we got from Fylde, and he's got more assists in he had more assists in the first 10 games than both of our wing backs had for the whole of last season.
Well, there you go. It'll be an interesting battle on that side as well, I think, because if you say right wing back, he's up against James Tilley, who's not naturally a wing back. He wants to get forward, but he's changed into kind of a wing back role. And we interviewed him the other day, and he said he actually quite likes the defending part as well. So he's learnt quite a lot from changing positions. Probably not even a year ago, he changed from kind of definitely a winger, not getting back at all, to getting up and down the pitch as much as you can. So I think it'll be an interesting. I am excited for Saturday. It'll be a good battle. Definitely.
If he's got the engine for it, it'll be a good position for him, I think. And exactly. It will be a close one. I think people that have watched Connor Barrett are sort of like, how long are Walsall going to have him for? Because it seems like he's a level above, even though he's come from National League. He's just performing a level above. He does get a little bit teased occasionally because it takes him a long time to sort of work out how to go past a player. So quite often it'll be sort of like take him half an hour before he'll go past a player. And then once he's done that, he goes bang, bang, bang every time goes past him. So
It's just about confidence, isn't it?
Yeah,
Definitely.
well, that's it. And it's working out the player as well, working out who you're up against and working out how to get past them. So he's one, but I say he was sort of leading the light, but a player that we got on loan, a player that we got from Tamworth in January, picked up an injury just after he joined us, so didn't really play. Jamie Jellis, we weren't sure what we were going to get from him and what kind of player he was. We've heard. I saw somebody when I was out with my mate in Stafford, and when he knew I was a Walsall fan, he says, "You've got Jamie Jellis. He played for it because he was a Tamworth fan."
Yeah.
And he says, "You are going to love him. He's absolutely phenomenal." And I think first few games he looked quite tenacious, sort of getting around the pitch and that sort of stuff, really battling. But he sort of, the last few games, he sort of just stepped up. Like Conor Barrett was taking all the plaudits, but Jamie Jellis has sort of overshadowed him, really.
There's so many talents in like non-league, isn't there?
Yeah.
Wimbledon have had a couple as well. We have quite a good connection with Solihull Moors because our like head of operations was at Solihull before he joined us, and we've got Callum Maycock kind of just sits behind the two strikers, kind of getting all the assists, driving forward.
I was surprised when he went to you, actually.
Yeah.
So really good. We've got a connection. We've got a bit of a connection with Solihull, and obviously being close to them. But if there's a connection with the bosses there and that sort of stuff, that explains.
Yeah.
Has he done well for you so far, Michael?
So far, so good. I mean, he didn't really get an opportunity kind of probably the first 2 months of the season. Whenever he played in pre-season, I was pretty impressed. But obviously, Johnny Jackson and everyone else behind the scenes saw something different. But yeah, it was kind of ever since he came on against Milton Keynes and scored 2 in about 5 minutes. And then ever
against
since
Milton Keynes, that would make a few people smile, wouldn't he?
Yeah, exactly. We were 1-0 up for the whole game pretty much. They hit the post about twice, and then he came on, changed the game, scored 2 goals, made us win 3-0, and then he's kept the ball, he's kept the shirt ever since. He's really good. Gets the ball driving forward thinking, never really tries to go back. We have quite a few players like that. You'll probably be impressed with Josh Newville, right wing back.
What numbers is he?
Sorry?
What numbers he play?
Oh, I'm actually not sure. Well, I don't know what number he is, but he's a right wing back. Yeah, Josh
right
Newville.
Wing back, yeah.
Yeah. We signed him from Sutton a couple of years back. Literally, I don't know what's happened to him over the summer. He's been, whatever he's done is made him play really good. But whenever he gets the ball, he never turns back. He will try and take on the defender. He's got so much pace. His like thinking in the final third is improved so much since last season, and he's getting a lot more assists. So yeah, that'll be. I literally think it's just going to be the wing backs. I think that's what's going to win us. Like
the wing back battle. Our left wing back, Liam Gordon. Last season we saw a little bit sort of. He was consistent, but he didn't get forward enough for me. But this season he seems to have stepped up a level, and he's off on international duty now. Generally, when he comes back from international duty, he seems to sort of have an extra bit of confidence. I think, obviously, playing for your country is obviously something that would fill anybody with great pride.
Exactly.
So maybe that helps him. He likes to cut inside rather than go down the side, down the channel sort of thing. But yeah, it's an exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I got a ticket for last season, final match of the season.
Yeah.
But I didn't come down in the end. Well, we were at a wedding the night before.
Okay.
We were at a wedding the night before, and I was telling people, I was like, "Oh yeah, we'd go off down to Wimbledon in the morning," and they go like, "You're driving to Wimbledon? You are mental. You're not going to be able to park. Charging, it's a right mess. Why you want to go down there for like that?"
The parking is a big problem at our ground. It's so bad.
They talked me out of it, to be honest. But I'm more organised this time. We're coming down on the train.
Nice.
Meeting up with a couple of guys on the train, coming down. We're staying over, so should be a nice day. Hopefully, Walsall can come back with the points.
We will see.
In all honesty, I think we'd be happy with a point. We'd be happy with a point, particularly after you thumped us end of last season. We've gone into the last few games needing to make the playoffs, and basically we just capitulated. I think one of our last home games. We were playing Bradford. We were home to Bradford, 2-0 up, and they came back and beat us 3-2. That was sort of, but I mean, that's where we were at that point. I think we're a much better side now. There's another player you got to keep an eye out for. Walsall at the moment got so many options in midfield. George Hall, he won't start. He'll be on the bench, but he's only 22, I think, and he's got. I don't think he's even 22. Even he might only be 20. But he's got 40 championship games under his belt.
Wow. Why is he not starting then? If he has that experience in the championship, then.
Well, last season he missed the whole of last season through injuries. Season before he had the 40 games in the championship, so he's coming to Walsall to get fit. First couple of games he played, he looked like he was made of Weetabix, to be honest. First time he got a knock, he sort of fell apart. But last couple of times he's come on, he's looked so much stronger and so much sharper. Great, intelligent game. Got 2 assists in his last 2 games, and then scored a nice goal against Shrewsbury in the the Virtue Trophy now. They've renamed it from the Bristol Street Motors Virtue or something like that. Something to do with selling cars anyway. So he's going to be coming off the bench, and I think that's the difference for Walsall. Quite often, the last few seasons, we've had a decent squad, but get a few injuries, and we sort of got the kids coming on, and that sort of thing.
Squad depth is the most important thing in League Two. There's so many games. You have FA Cup, the Virtue Trophy, Carabao Cup. You have everything. Like you need 3 players in every single position to kind of get through a whole season, just in case anyone does get injured. Like the Wimbledon squad depth is mental when everyone's back. We have 3 players coming back for Saturday as well, which I'm pretty excited for. Joe Lewis was suspended because he picked up his 5th yellow against Barrow last weekend, and he's pretty much the rock at the back, heart of defence. You got Miles. It's pretty much the whole spine of the team is coming back. We've got a striker, midfielder, and defender coming back, so that definitely puts more confidence in Wimbledon fans because we can actually get the ball down and gain possession, I guess.
So where are you tipping Wimbledon to finish this season?
Wow. It's got to be in the top 7. It's got to be. This side is very, very good on their day. Like, obviously, if we don't count the past 3 weeks, we didn't lose at home. The away form's been pretty shocking, but we're slowly, hopefully, seeing that get a little bit better as we have won our last 2 in all competitions. So it's got to be playoffs. This team's really good. They're literally, they're passionate. They're kind of what you want a Wimbledon side to be. If you think of Wimbledon back in the 80s, 90s, they're just fighting for everything. And we are seeing that kind of side come back. They're just passionate for the club, fighting for everything, winning first and second balls. It's just, on their day, they are superb to watch.
Yeah. I guess finishing above Milton Keynes Dons would probably be half a happy day, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. We've already beat them twice this season in the league and the cup. Got them again at the end of January.
You got the FA Cup as well, did you? That was it.
Yeah. Great day because we haven't beat them at their place since I don't even know 2017 or something. So it was a quite.
What's the name of their stadium? The Echo Chamber, is that it?
You could say that, yeah, pretty much. The Etihad, well, that's Man City, but
the Etihad, yeah. We went down for the last season we went down to the MK Dons and it was terrible. Went down this season, it was better. But they're still just 1-0. The ref pretty helpless. Every time we put a challenge in, he blew for a foul for them.
You got to let the game flow, don't you?
No. Every time we put a challenge in, he blew for a foul. And it's like if we'd have scored a goal, he'd have disallowed it. And so it's because of what he did there. Walsall stopped pressing, so then they just passed the ball around, and it was such a frustrating game, really. But that's only one of the 3 that we've lost. The game against Fleetwood, we tried to forget about that one. Fleetwood were just on fire that day and ripped us apart, and give everybody a wake-up call, really. But Walsall, I guess if we finish above MK Dons and yourselves, we can't be far off top 3.
No, definitely not. MK are a really good side as well on their day. I don't really want to say that they're a good side, but they really are on their day. The league's really competitive this year. I've quite enjoyed watching it, to be honest. There's so many good teams, like Port Vale have been spending money, Gillingham spending money. Everyone's got really good players. Like
Gillingham had a bit of a falling out, didn't they? I think that's the word on the street. They the manager said something to some of the players saying, if you don't like it, come and knock me door and I'll move you on. And they did.
Wow.
So they went 4 or 5 straight defeats. But they sort of got things back on the weekend. Or last game out, rather. But they've dropped down to 10th. Grimsby, bit of a shock to see them in the top 7, but they were predicted to do well. Notts County, a lot have got them as favourites.
They're going to be up there that whole season, aren't they?
From what Doncaster did end of last season, they're going to be up there competing. Yeah. Crewe, how we didn't beat Crewe.
Was it 1-1, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, we scored and the ref disallowed it. It was a perfectly good goal. He disallowed it. And that was another one of them where it felt like the ref just didn't want us to win. It was weird.
We do see that quite often in League Two, don't we?
Well, you get that. They got the lead, we got level, and then we hadn't had a boatload of chances, in fairness. Not sort of to make the keeper make a save, but Walsall were well on top, creating lots of half chances. And the pressure was building. We'd pulled one, we'd got level, was building it up. And they were like kicking the ball everywhere, doing everything they could to sort of waste time. Ref puts 10 minutes injury time on.
Jesus.
About 3 minutes into that, the ball goes into the manager's bench. Our player goes to retrieve it from the Crewe bench, and they wouldn't let him have the ball back. And there's like a ruckus went on, and that went on for about 5 minutes.
Wow.
And then once that had gone, the ref blew for full time.
Stupid.
So like they like diddled us out of such dark arts.
Yeah.
And that goes on. I think everybody sort of has their little bits, don't they? But
it was the same with Accrington on Tuesday. Obviously they were 2-0 up, just like wasting time. I think they had a corner in like the 92nd minute when we were fighting to try and get an equaliser, and they had no players in the box. They were all just like sat on the halfway line, and no one was going over to take the corner. It's just stupid. Then the ref didn't even say anything to hurry them up or anything. Gave them fouls for everything. Disallowed. I think we had a disallowed goal in the first half as well. Like just a cross inside the box, and somehow there was a foul, which was never a foul. But that's League Two refs at the end of the day, I guess.
Yeah, I think. Well, teams in the Premier League, they'll tell you that they're better up there.
No.
All the allegations about sort of wrongdoings in the Premier League, it's something that we don't think about, but we just got the dodgy refs. I've just got a comment come on me of the abandoned hunter. I'm trying to forget that ref against Crewe. That's just it'd be just nice to have sort of a very consistent ref, and you know where you are with him, and a strong ref. But Saturday, looking forward to it, Reese. it is going to be a good game. I think, not sort of speaking out of turn, I think Walsall and Wimbledon are both going to be up there, top 7.
Agreed.
So it's a real competitive one. If Walsall can come away with points or a point from it, I think that'll be a decent visit. We've got some tough games coming up. Bromley at home on Tuesday.
Bromley are a tough side. Bromley are tough.
Yeah, that cheeky chap, he'll go, won't he?
We did lose against them earlier on in the season. It was one of those wake up call, one of those shocks. Like, we started really well, beating Colchester. We beat them 4-2 first day of the season after going 2-0 down in the first 5 minutes. Then we went to it was crazy, honestly, and then went to Bromley. And then we actually played them twice in a week. So we played them in the Carabao Cup on the Tuesday night, beat them, and then like massively changed squads from both sides. Then we played them on the Saturday at Bromley again, and then they did a job over us, to be honest.
It's rare when you play teams that close together. It's rare that the same team will come on top, isn't it? Exactly. So we've got Bromley on Tuesday. Then we're at home to Charlton in the FA Cup second round, which we've done better against League One teams than we have against League Two in some respects. Huddersfield, Blues, Exeter, Shrewsbury.
I think you got Notts County after Charlton as well.
Yeah,
I think I just saw.
Yeah, Notts County next, then Port Vale away.
That's tough.
And then we follow that with Barrow at home.
Wow, you've got a tough running. Jesus.
Yeah. What I said a few weeks ago, if we can still be up that top area on Christmas Day, then I think we're in for a memorable season. If we can just hold in there, because there's lots of good teams and everybody wants out of League Two. It's not great, is it? You want to be up there where the glory is.
Exactly. Yeah. We'll see what happens at the end of the season, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, another comment. Omar Bogle. Now, how's he been performing? He's been out. He's missed the start. How could you miss the start of the show? Whatever next. He's just coming back, isn't he?
Yeah, Omar Bugle, really good. Strong, tenacious, not scared of a tackle. I remember against Milton Keynes, I think, when we played them last season, scored a last-minute winner against them. I think every single yellow card from Milton Keynes was on Omar Bugle, just getting fouled. He literally got killed, honestly. But no, really strong, tenacious, not scared of a tackle, will win a header. He was on international duty, missed the last 2 games, but believe he flew back, want to say yesterday or this morning, something like that. Yeah, but he is flying from the other side of the world in Thailand, so we'll see what happens. But hopefully he's not jet lagged or anything. But we should expect to see him starting on Saturday. Yeah, I hope anyway.
Final, got 2 final questions. Your all-time favourite Wimbledon player, would that be Dave Besant?
Oh, Dave Besant wasn't in my time, to be honest. I'm quite young, so Jesus. That's a big question. To be honest, like you know, like a phrase when they say "never fall in love with a lone player." So you had that.
We have that all. We had 3 years running. 3 years running. Our lone player got switched away in January.
Oh God, it's horrible. I would say I had a pretty good connection with Aaron Ramsdale. Obviously, was at Arsenal and now at Southampton. Yeah. He played literally for 5 months for us, and he was at Chesterfield before, didn't really have a lot of confidence, and he came to us, made so many great saves. We beat West Ham in the Cup a month after he joined, and some of the saves he made was crazy. And then he obviously the season after, he was on loan from Bournemouth, went to Bournemouth, played every game in the Premier League. So that kind of shows. But I'd say him. I had quite a good connection with his mum and dad. So that's a cool fact. So I'd say Aaron Ramsdale. Jack Curry's up there. A youngster who came through the academy. He's at Oxford. He's at loan at Leyton Orient from Oxford. Left in the summer. Nearly cried, honestly. But I've either Aaron Ramsdale or Jack Curry in my in my time, but I'm sure a lot of Wimbledon fans' opinions are very, very different than
Yeah.
mine.
Vinnie Jones is one that sticks to mind
Yep.
as well.
Yeah, crazy player. You don't want to play against him.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's going to be a right old battle. It's going to be a right old battle. Both teams will have to be up for it. Match prediction.
It will be tight. Both teams are very good. Both teams in decent form. Both teams looking to be up there at the end of the season, and they're at kind of the same position. I'm obviously going to back Wimbledon. Sorry, I have to. Right. Let's say 2-1 Wimbledon. I can see us conceding, but we have got players back in the defence, so I'm not so sure. We've kept quite a few clean sheets at home, if you don't count the last 2 at home. But yeah, we'll see. I'll say 2-1. It'll be a tight one, I think.
I quite often go for 2-1, but I mean, I'm going to go.
Never happens. 2-2.
2-2. 2-2.
Thing is, if Wimbledon would have beaten Accrington on Tuesday, I probably would have said a draw. But the fact that the plan was to beat Accrington and then possibly take a draw, but we want to get inside the playoffs straight away as soon as we can. So I think a lot of Wimbledon fans are saying Walsall's a must-win after not the best performance against Accrington. So we will see. We will see. Wish you the best of luck. Maybe.
It's been great. Can't wait to get down there. I heard it's going to be we're going to be raining, not rather than snowing. So the game's definitely going to be on.
The weather is poor, I believe. We will see.
Hopefully more joy than pain as the season ends.
Let's see. Thank you for having me.
Cheers, mate. Great to have you on. Nice one. Loving it all. Cheers.
No worries, mate.